Welcome to Technically You. Today we're going to be looking at AI image generation.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah.
I love this stuff you sent over.
This podcast episode is about DeepSeek Janus Pro 7B.
Yes.
And let me tell you this new AI is really shaking things up.
Yeah.
It's taking on big names like OpenAI, but what's got everyone buzzing is how it's changing the game for making art with AI.
What's really fascinating here is that DeepSeek is a Chinese AI startup.
Oh, yes, we discussed that during our last AI podcast.
And they're proving that incredible innovation can come from anywhere in the world. And they're not just creating a cool new toy. They're really pushing the limits of what we thought was possible.
So, okay, let's get down to it.
Yeah.
What exactly is DeepSeek Janus Pro 7B?
So it's this AI model built for creating images from text.
Okay,
But it's so much more than just another AI art generator.
why so?
The 7B stands for 7 billion parameters.
Okay, but what does that mean to our audience?
Well, think of those parameters as the brain cells of the AI, and that's a huge number. It means this AI can understand your requests with incredible nuance and produce images closer to what you're actually imagining.
Instead of getting just a generic picture of a cat,
Exactly.
it can actually create my cat sitting on my couch with that grumpy look on his face.
That's right. And it goes beyond just images.
Okay, awesome.
Janus Pro 7B is designed to understand different kinds of information, like text and images, all within the same system. So it's like it's fluent in multiple languages.
Okay.
But instead of English or Spanish, it's speaking the language of images and words.
So that's where it gets really interesting. How does this thing actually work? What makes it different from other AI art tools out there?
One of the key things is its unique structure. It actually builds images step by step, kind of like you would if you were sketching. This is called the Autoregressive Approach, and it allows it to focus on tiny details and create much more realistic and complex visuals,
So it's not just slapping down colors on a canvas.
right?
It's carefully crafting each element.
Yes. And it gets even cooler.
In what way?
Instead of trying to process a whole image at once, it uses specialized pathways to handle different elements. Imagine you're creating a scene with a fluffy cat and a glass of water.
Okay.
DeepSeek Janus Pro 7B knows how to render fur realistically and how light refracts through glass, all at the same time.
So it's like having a whole team of digital artists, each one an expert in their own area, working together to make the final image. That's amazing.
You got it.
Wow.
That's the genius of the multi-pathway approach.
Okay.
It makes the images sharper, more realistic, and without those weird glitches or inconsistencies you sometimes see with other AIs.
Okay, this is blowing my mind a little.
Yeah.
And you said it's fast too.
They've really optimized it for speed, which is a game changer for professionals who need to work quickly.
Okay.
Think of a graphic designer who needs to create concepts for a new ad campaign. Instead of spending hours sketching and refining,
Right.
they can use Janus Pro 7B to generate dozens of unique ideas in minutes.
So they can spend more time on the creative side,
Exactly.
exploring different concepts instead of getting bogged down in the technical details.
Exactly. Now, add to all of that,
Yeah.
Bill, to the fact that DeepSeek decided to make this powerful tool open source.
Hold on. Open source?
Yes.
That means anyone can use it
Yes.
for free.
You got it.
Wow, that is a game changer.
It's a radical move that's shaking up the entire AI landscape.
This is huge. What does it mean for someone like me, someone who's interested in AI, but maybe not a tech expert?
It means you have access to the same powerful tools as the big companies.
Wow.
Imagine you're working on a design project and need inspiration.
Yeah.
You can feed this AI some basic ideas and it can generate dozens of unique concepts you might never have thought of.
This is really starting to feel like the future of creativity, right?
It is.
Yeah.
DeepSeek Janus Pro 7B is a sign of what's to come, And it's just the beginning.
All right. This has been a lot to absorb here.
Yeah,
But I'm dying to know more about the impact of all this.
that's what's coming up next.
Okay.
We're going to explore how this tech could change everything from how we learn to how we work and even how we see the world.
Welcome back, folks. So we just dove into what DeepSeek Janus Pro 7B is and how it works.
Yeah,
But now let's talk about the impact of all this.
right. I'm ready.
I mean, this isn't just a cool tech demo. This is something that could really change everything.
It really could. And the impact goes way beyond just making pretty pictures. We're talking about transforming entire industries.
Okay, give me an example. Where could this have the biggest effect?
Well, let's start with education.
Okay.
Imagine a world where textbooks aren't just static pages, but like interactive experiences powered by AI. A student could learn about ancient Rome and actually see the city come to life in a realistic 3D simulation.
Whoa. So instead of just reading about history, you could like walk through it. That would make learning so much more engaging.
Exactly. It's about making those complex concepts come alive in a way that's intuitive and exciting.
Yeah.
Like in science class, you could explore a 3D model of a human cell,
Okay.
zooming in and out to see its different parts. Or in art class, you could experiment with different painting styles and techniques, all guided by AI.
Okay. I'm already seeing how this could revolutionize education.
Yeah.
So, what about the world of work? How will this technology impact different industries?
Oh, the applications are endless.
Like what?
Think about architecture.
Okay.
An architect could describe their vision for a building to the AI, and it could instantly generate detailed 3D models,
Wow.
allowing them to explore different design possibilities in real time.
So they could see what the building would look like from every angle, inside and out,
Exactly.
before even laying a single brick.
Exactly. And it's not just about visualizing the design. The AI could also analyze the structure, suggest improvements, and even generate the blueprints,
Wow.
saving architects countless hours of work.
That's incredible. It sounds like AI could become an essential tool
Yes,
for all kinds of creative professionals.
absolutely. And it's not just about design-focused fields.
Okay.
Think about healthcare.
All right.
Doctors could use AI to generate personalized 3D models of a patient's organs,
Okay.
allowing them to plan surgeries with incredible precision.
Wow. That would be a game changer for medicine.
Totally.
So we've talked about education, architecture, and healthcare.
Yes.
What about something like entertainment?
Right.
How could this technology impact movies or video games?
Think about creating entire virtual worlds that feel incredibly realistic and immersive.
Yeah.
Game developers could use AI to generate environments, characters, even storylines,
Wow.
giving players a level of freedom and agency that's never been seen before. And
Really. That's mind-blowing.
I know
Sounds like the line between reality and fantasy is going to get even blurrier.
it definitely will. And that's where things start to get really interesting because with all this incredible potential, there are also some big questions we need to ask ourselves.
You're talking about the potential downsides, right?
Exactly.
Like what happens to jobs if AI can do so much of the work that humans used to do?
That's one of the big concerns.
Yeah.
We need to think carefully about how we integrate AI into the workforce and ensure that everyone benefits from these advancements, not just the select few.
So it's not just about the technology itself,
Right,
but about how we use it and the choices we make as a society.
exactly. We need to have open and honest conversations about the ethical implications of AI and make sure we're developing and using it in a way that aligns with our values.
Okay, so we need to be aware the potential downsides, yes, but let's not forget about the incredible opportunities here.
Of course not.
This technology could unlock so much creativity and innovation.
It really could. It's like giving everyone access to a superpower. Imagine a world where anyone, regardless of their background or technical skills, could create stunning visuals, design complex structures, or even tell compelling stories using AI as their partner.
That's a future I'm excited to be a part of.
Me too.
But I have to admit, all this talk about AI is making me wonder why. What does it actually mean to be creative in a world where machines can create things that were once thought to be uniquely human?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's one that philosophers and artists have been grappling with for centuries. But I think the answer lies in understanding that creativity is more than just technical skill. It's about vision. It's about emotion. It's about telling stories that resonate with other human beings.
So it's not about AI replacing human creativity,
Right.
but about augmenting it, expanding it, making it more accessible.
Precisely. AI can handle the technical heavy lifting, yeah, but it's still up to humans to provide the spark, the inspiration, the emotional connection.
So it's like a collaboration, a partnership between humans and machines?
I think that's the best way to look at it.
Okay.
AI can be an incredibly powerful tool. Yeah, but it's still a tool.
Right.
It's up to us to use it wisely, to push the boundaries of what's possible, and to ensure that it serves humanity best interests.
Okay. So we've talked about the potential impacts, ethical challenges, and the philosophical questions.
Right.
But all this talk about AI is making me a little anxious.
I understand.
What can I do to prepare for this future? What skills do I need to learn?
Well, the good news is that the skills that will be most valuable in an AI-powered world, okay, are the skills that have always been important.
Like what?
Critical thinking, problem solving,
Okay.
creativity, communication.
Those are skills that can be applied to any field, right?
Exactly. It's not about learning how to code or becoming a data scientist.
I see.
It's about developing the ability to think critically, adapt to change, and find creative solutions to complex problems.
So it's about being a lifelong learner,
Yes,
staying curious and being open to new possibilities.
that's the key, because the one thing we know for sure is that the future is going to be full of surprises.
Well, that's both exciting and a little bit terrifying.
Yeah.
So, do you have more to unpack today?
We do. We've only just scratched the surface of what DeepSeek Janus Pro 7B is capable of. And we haven't even begun to explore the potential applications of this technology in specific industries like healthcare, education, or entertainment.
All right, so welcome back again to our podcast on DeepSeek Janus Pro 7B.
Yeah,
We've talked about what DeepSeek Janus Pro 7B is,
that's
its potential impact on the world, and we even touched on some pretty deep questions about creativity in the age of AI.
yeah.
Now, for all the tech enthusiasts out there, let's lift the hood and take a peek at the engine driving this revolutionary AI.
I love this part.
Me too.
It's time to get into the nuts and bolts of how this thing actually works,
Okay, so remind me again about those specialized pathways.
right?
That's where the real magic happens.
Yeah, exactly. Think of it like this.
Okay.
You give Janus Pro 7B a photo of a bustling city street.
Okay,
There's so much going on. People, buildings, cars, all sorts of details.
great.
Instead of trying to process everything at once,
Yeah.
it breaks the image down into these separate elements.
So there's a pathway for recognizing and rendering people.
Yes,
One for buildings, one for cars, and so on.
you got it. Each pathway is like an expert in its own field
I see.
that is trained on massive amounts of data to understand the specific characteristics of that element.
Okay, that makes sense. But how does it know which pathway to use for which element?
What a great question.
It can't just be randomly assigning them.
Right. That's where the AI's intelligence comes in.
Okay,
Through its training, it's learned to identify and categorize different objects and concepts. So when it encounters a new image, it can quickly analyze the scene and say, for these people walking down the street, I need to use the human figures pathway.
I see.
For that skyscraper over there, I'll use the architecture pathway.
So It's like having a different department working in their area of expertise.
Yes,
It's using the right tool for the right job,
exactly.
which makes the final image so much more realistic.
Absolutely. And that's just one part of the equation.
Okay?
Remember, this AI can also handle text.
Oh, right, right.
You can give it a written description, like a cat wearing a top hat, riding a unicycle on the moon, and it can create an image based on that.
Okay, now that's just showing off.
I know, right?
How does it connect words to visuals like that?
That's where the unified transformer architecture comes in. Think of it as a universal translator for the AI.
I see. That is something I haven't heard of before.
It allows the model to process both text and images within the same framework, learning to connect words to visual concepts.
So it's not just matching keywords to stock photos.
Right.
It's actually understanding the meaning of the text
Yes,
and translating that into a visual representation.
exactly. It's like having a conversation with the AI where you can speak to it in plain English and it can respond with a stunning visual.
That's pretty remarkable. And all this complex processing,
Yeah,
the pathways for the text to image translation, it must take a ton of computational power.
yeah, it does. And that's another reason DeepSeek decision to make Janus Pro 7B open source is so significant. It means anyone with a decent computer can now access this cutting-edge AI technology.
So we're not just talking about big companies or research labs anymore. We're talking about individual artists, students.
Yeah,
Anyone with a creative spark can tap into this power.
exactly. It's like putting a Hollywood-level special effects studio right on your desktop.
I know this is groundbreaking, but I have to admit,
Yeah,
part of me is still a little wary of AI. I've seen too many sci-fi movies where the machines take over.
I get it. AI is powerful,
And with any powerful tool, there are concerns.
right?
But I think the key is remembering that like AI is ultimately a reflection of us,
That is so true.
its creators.
Yeah,
It's a tool that can be used for good or for bad.
right?
And it's up to us to guide its development and use it responsibly.
So it's not about being afraid of the technology. It's about understanding it and using it in a way that benefits humanity.
Exactly. DeepSeek Janus Pro 7B is more than just a cool piece of tech. It's a sign of the incredible things we can achieve when we combine human ingenuity with the power of AI.
That's a perfect note to end on. Thanks for joining us on this discussion into the world of AI image generation. We hope you've learned something new and are as excited as we are about the creative possibilities that lie ahead.
See you on our next podcast.